Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Den's Meteorite, and today I will be talking about Super Mario 64 2. Okay, I can tell by the look on some of your faces that you don't believe. Okay, so this isn't officially made by Nintendo, it's more of a fan thing. You know what, cue the music. I would consider Super Mario Sunshine, Galaxy, and Odyssey true sequels to Super Mario 64, but I would not call them Super Mario 64 2 per se. There was going to be a Super Mario 64 2 for the Nintendo 64 expansion, the Nintendo 64 disk drive, which released only in Japan. However, it was not a success, so it was very short-lived. Despite the success of Super Mario 64, director Shigeru Miyamoto wished he had done more with the game as he was not able to put everything that he wanted in. But still, thanks to a fan by the name of Skellex, forgive me if I mispronounced that, there actually ended up being, well, sort of ended up being a Super Mario 64 2. And I say sort of because this is actually a ROM hack, meaning this guy took the original Mario 64 and sort of changed some assets, created new levels, and I have reviewed one other fan project on this channel and I am happy to do another one, so let's go. So there's no opening cutscene here. What you do instead is talk to Yoshi right here and he explains why you're here. Bowser goes to the world of the Star Spirits and causes even more trouble in more places than just the Mushroom Kingdom. And just like in Mario 64, you collect the power stores and just stop Bowser once again. I mean, what else can I say about that? Even though it does remind me of the plot to Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario, only there is no wishing upon a star or Eldstar and his crew. With this being a ROM hack of Mario 64, Mario, yeah, no surprises in how he controls here. Although, the camera is a little better. The camera can now make smooth movements around Mario, horizontally that is. Unlike the clunky 90-degree rotation in the vanilla game, there does tend to be a camera angle that gets on my nerves here and there, but anyway, really, I can just say this is Mario 64 with brand new levels and call it a day. But there are still things I want to talk about and I tend to do pretty thorough reviews. Instead of Peach's Castle, you have Starleap Tower as the central hub. As for the levels, I'll need some time to digest which ones are my favorites, but the ones that stood out to me are Bob-omb Islands, which is the first level of the game. It is what it sounds like. It's Bob-omb Battlefield, only it's on an island. Layout is different, of course. Does King Bob-omb have a smaller hitbox here to where I could grab him from behind than Mario 64? Could have sworn he does. Piranha Plant Pond. Admittedly, I mainly like this one for the song, but it's also an exploration level. No bottomless pits. Gloomy Garden. As a kid, I always liked the ghost levels in Mario games such as Banshee Boardwalk and Mario Kart 64. Unlike Big Boo's Haunt, this is a level with a lot of platforms and bottomless pits. There's also Mad Musical Madness, which is kind of like Gloomy Garden in terms of platforms, although the instruments definitely make for interesting platforms as they are not flat surfaces, but rather however you would describe jumping on instruments 10 times bigger than yourself. I also really like Starlight Runway. It's a huge level that takes place on the moon, and it has a base with all its rooms and whatnot, as well as a pathway that extends to the sky of the moon. I'm not sure if you would say the moon has a sky, but you get the point. I definitely enjoy these new levels as they are a good balance of both exploration and platforming, although, fair warning, you will die a lot in this game. At this point, I can play through Mario 64 without dying, but I definitely got a game over screen on this game a bunch of times. That must mean I saw Mario's face in front of a red background a bunch of times, right? No, actually. This game actually replaces that with a colorless purgatory level, which is the zero life area. You just follow the path, fall into the hole, and back into the title screen you go. There are actually 130 power stars in this game rather than 120. Of course, the power stars you get for the most part are pretty fun to get. Now you might be wondering, how are the 100 coin stars? Well, as much as I'd wish they were cut from this ROM hack, they are actually a little bit easier to get, despite tricky platform jumps and the amount of deaths you'll suffer from. For one, they are easier to get because you know how in Shifting Sandland in the vanilla game, you go into the pyramid but cannot get outside of the pyramid? Yeah, there are no sub-levels in these levels, so no need to worry about proceeding into another area of a level if you miss some coins. Also in the vanilla game, they can be a little bit scarce once you get closer to that 100 coin count, but I'm not entirely sure why, but in this game, that's not an issue. I could not tell you whether or not there are more coins in the levels, but the levels to me are definitely more compact than those of Mario 64 for the most part. There are no new power-ups here. You still have the wing cap, the metal cap, and the vanish cap, and well, they are about as situational as before. Although, there was a time where I had to get a star using the metal cap to bounce off the lava in Fatal Flame Falls, because I would take damage without being metal, and I got to say, that is a creative use of the metal cap. The original game does not use the metal cap this way. As for the vanish cap, it took me a while to figure out where the vanish cap is in Gloomy Garden, but the vanish cap level is definitely better than the one in Mario 64. The one in Mario 64 is just a slide with some platforms, and you only use the vanish cap for the star in the cage at the end of it, but here in Star Road, there are 2 rooms in the vanish cap level separated by a gate, and you will need to use the vanish cap to get back and forth in between the 2 rooms. As for the wing cap, well, let's just say it breaks the level Mad Musical Madness in half. As for the bosses, you do not fight Bowser 3 times this time. You only fight him once as the final boss. The other 2 bosses are giant piranha plants and a big bully. They are normal enemies, but considering that this is a ROM hack, I would say that's a good effort on mixing up the bosses. The levels where they are at will definitely test your platforming skills. Particularly Retro Remix Castle, which is a Mario World Bowser level in 3D, which is pretty cool. But I gotta admit, I think it's a missed opportunity on how Mario World's boss theme was not played in the boss of that level. Bowser, however, is a little anticlimactic, to be honest with you. It's mostly the same as Mario 64's final boss fight, only the arena is star-shaped the whole time. Now, as for the additional 10 stars this game has, there is a final level which tests your platforming skills, and I think that would have been the perfect final star to get. But the last 10 or so stars are these star replicas. I do not think these stars are bad per se, they're just filler. You get them in areas you've already been to and have to make tricky jumps to get them. In my opinion, they could be done without, because by the time I get the other 120 stars, I've seen everything the game has to offer. Oh, and Koopa the Quick gives you a run for your money now. I think this ROM hack looks great. I like how Mario's clothes have a slightly different tint to the colors. Sure, it may look like an N64 game, but it's colorful and vibrant, which is what I like. The music in this game Also great. I've had Mario 64's soundtrack burned into my head for years, but I don't listen to it much on my own time, but Star Road is definitely better in terms of soundtrack. My opinion, of course. Sure, the tracks are not original. In fact, they are remixes pulled from other video games, such as Forest Maze from Mario RPG, which is why I like Piranha Plant Pond. That song is one of my favorite Mario songs. I also like how Metal Mario uses the Metal Cap theme from Super Smash Bros. 64. Also, the level where you fight Bowser has X-Naut Fortress from Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which at one point was my favorite game of all time. Although my favorite game of all time has been Final Fantasy VII for more than 10 years, and that is not changing. Ever. And also Outset Island from Wind Waker is used in this game too. I decided I'm not going to give this game a score, but Skelix, you did a great job on this. I am definitely looking forward to Star World. However, as ambitious as that game and as impressed as I am, my one request is to please have analog control, not digital like in the DS version of Mario 64. Thank you all for watching this, and if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Also, we are not quite done with the N64 yet. I have got to talk about Dinosaur Planet. With that being said, thank you all for watching, and take care.